Hello, and welcome to 21 Soul. This is our first energy, the present moment. There have been so many people, so many authors, so many sages that there is only now, right? There is only the present moment. And with our minds, we're able to go into the past. We're able to go into the future. We're able to go into these other aspects of outside of the present moment, right? And it's how we get back. How do we separate from the energy that draws us into the past, into the present, into the future, and stay here, present in our own self? And what I have found is that what, in my experience, has happened is that there has been a misidentification of the energy that I'm feeling, the energy that I experience, the energy that I see, the energy that I think about, the energy that I am overwhelmed by, right? I find identity in those moments. My identity is surrounded by it. What this first energy is here to do is to provide you 3 different ways that I use throughout the course in order to quantify what we're experiencing. And that's how we start with it. We stay here in the present moment. And when I say present moment, if you're being overwhelmed by something, maybe you have a traumatic past experience. For me, I did. And a lot of times when I close my eyes, or even when I'm just thinking, these past moments, these images come up, right? When I am trying to understand how to separate from that energy, it's best if I open my eyes and find truth in the present moment, right? I find that my senses sometimes lie to me, but sometimes they're able to kind of tell you the truth. You can kind of ground yourself in the present moment through your senses, right? By opening your eyes up, right? If you don't feel safe, right, you can kind of help convince yourself you're safe when you open your eyes. Let's say you're just in your room, right? You can kind of relax into the present moment by just opening your eyes into your senses, right? The 3 methods that we talk about, they're different in what they reveal. So it's not just like, I want you to go through these 3 methods, right? You'll find that those 3 methods, as I introduce them and use them frequently throughout the course, you'll find that there are some of them that are really good at uncovering, really personal beliefs that you've held, about yourself, right? That maybe you're unlucky, that maybe things don't come to you, maybe you think that this world is out to get you, and these are the stories that you tell yourself, right? That's number 2. And then in overwhelming situations, like overwhelmed emotion and energy, when you're able to kind of quantify that I am feeling this energy, or I'm feeling angry, we want to kind of dive into that separateness, that there is a you experiencing an energy, right? And the way I do it, and it's honestly the movie method, is that where I almost imagine there is a me in the exact environment, or maybe even what helps sometimes is if you just imagine you on a white background, right, on the corner of a street. And that's what I envision. I'm standing on the corner of the street because, like, that's an image that I can easily conjure up, and then I see myself, right? And then I can see myself experiencing anger, right? And when we see ourselves experiencing anger, when we have separated, there is a different part of you, a different level of awareness that has now taken a hold of you. And that awareness is separate from what you're feeling, right? It's almost as now that your best friend's experiencing exactly what you're going and how you would tell him, like not attached to the energy, but understanding what he's going through, right? Because you just separated from it. That's what separation does. It brings compassion and love and actually all the energies that we talk about in this course along with it when you separate, and they all exist here in the present moment. That's what we do when we separate from things. We are able to kind of separate and see the truth of who we are. And as you continue to separate, as you continue to practice this technique of separating from the energy, quantifying from it, you'll understand what I mean when you are able to kind of viscerally feel that separation. Because one thing I do know is that you are a soul experiencing things, experiencing something, right? We don't always live that way. We don't always we don't live and continue life from this separated manner, right? We take on emotion, we take on things, we make them ours, right? This is how you separate from that way of thinking, from that way of life, from that way of living, by quantifying what you're feeling, quantifying the energy, and creating that distance, right? You are the observer of it. And when you realize that you're the observer of it, then you can decide if you want to continue putting energy into it or separate, completely separate, and move your energy separately to a different place. That's why we move our energy when we're feeling overwhelmed by energy to our breath, something that we can literally control. If that's the one thing you learn, that you want to separate from the energy and put your energy on something that you can control. Our awareness is what we want to take away from. We want to quantify the energy by realizing that our awareness is almost consumed by that energy. And when that separation is realized, that's when separation happens. That's when calmness happens. That's when the rest of these energies come to play, when the soul is there. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.